Hey guys, this is Dr. John from Zova. Today we're going to kind of go over how to do all the things that you need to do in your daily life when you've injured a disc. So when we injure our discs, I usually think of a disc injury as like getting a cut on your knuckle. So if every day we bend that knuckle, it just kind of rips the scab open each day and makes it take longer to heal. So we're going to go over how to avoid what we call flexion and rotation. So those are the two injuries that will irritate your disc when it's been injured. So the first thing we want to pay attention to is how we sit. So most of us tend to sit like this. So we'll have you hunch forward a little bit for me. Good. So what she's doing, she's kind of leaning forward. That puts flexion into her low back. We might sit and watch Netflix for hours like that. And that's just constantly irritating the disc. So instead, we want to be tall with just a little gentle backwards curve in our low back. Sometimes it can help to roll up a towel and just stick it between your chair and your low back, and that can kind of help keep you in that position. So next we're going to go over some other things that we do throughout the day where we flex our back and we don't even realize it. So first, let's start with you laying on your back. So a lot of people with disc injuries, they'll tell me, man, it really hurts when I roll over in bed. And that's going to be because when they're rolling over in bed, they're twisting. So I'm going to have you roll incorrectly first. So you see how her hips and her shoulders moved at different times. When that happens, that's twisting your spine. So instead, what we want to do is we want to roll like a log. So her hips and her shoulders are moving at the same time. We'll come back, we'll do that one more time. Good, so that's how we want to roll over in bed. The next comes when we're sitting in bed or laying in bed or laying on the floor, laying on the couch, and we need to get up. Most of us tend to get up by doing a sit-up, right? So that flexed her back. If her disc was injured, that's gonna irritate it and make it hurt a little bit more. Instead, what we want to do is we want to use that log roll over to her side, and then slowly push her up sideways. Good. Okay, the next thing that we're going to go over that a lot of us hurt ourselves with is sit to stand. So most of the time, we tend to get up like this. We flex forward, and then we stand up, and that will irritate our discs. So instead, what we're going to do, we're going to scoot out to the edge of whatever we're sitting on, get your weight into your heels. When we first practice this, I like to have you reach up to the sky and then just stand straight up. So that way her spine stayed straight the whole time. Then when we go to sit down, we'll put the hands forward as a counterweight and then slowly sit down. Okay, so now some people don't like to have to raise their arms in the mall just to stand up. So the other thing that you can do is just use your eyes and look up towards the ceiling, and that helps to kind of keep some of our muscles turned on that keep us tall. Okay, there we go. And then the final thing that we're going to go over is how do we bend over to pick something up. Now this could be bending over to do dishes, bending over to brush your teeth. So most of us, we tend to bend like this. We do it all from the back. So you'll sit there and brush your teeth, you'll sit there and do dishes for 20 minutes, and that will just really irritate the back. So instead what we're going to do is what we call a hip hinge. So I'm going to have Tiffany turn around and face the table, and we're just going to kind of go over a hip hinge. So in a hip hinge, her spine from here to here is all going to stay straight. The only thing that's going to bend is her hips and her knees. So you see the knees or the hips move backwards, the knees bend, her spine stays straight. So this becomes how you bend down to pick up your kids or your grandkids. This becomes how you bend over the sink to wash dishes. And this becomes how you bend over to brush your teeth. So this is just a little bit of how to do all the things you need to do at home without irritating your disc.